This is Renaud, the French golf coach. Welcome on this new video. I have been 2 weeks ago in south of Portugal in Algarve, Quinta do Lago Golf Club for the One Greenway Invitational program. And I've been there for having some interviews with some of the most iconic European Tour players. And today I'm excited to share my interview with one of my all-time favorite players, Bernhard Langer. I have followed him since I started playing golf in the 80s, and I have always been amazed by his game and his career. With over 120 professional victories in 50 years career, including 2 Masters, 11 Major Senior Championship, 42 tournaments on your European Tour, and 45 Champions Tour tournament winning, he truly is a living legend. He also has been selected for being a player on 10 Ryder Cup and also once as a captain. Bernhard is a true example and inspiration for all of us. He shows us that golf can be played on a high level throughout our entire life. During our interview, he shared with us the most common mistakes players make. The main basics, he focuses on his own swing, but also he wants to see on the other players. And he also gives us 3 tips for having a best distance with driver on any clubs without stretching and giving too much pain in your body. But before you jump into the interview, don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter by clicking the link somewhere in this video or maybe in the description of it. And I will send you 4 private videos where I share my 4 dynamics basics, RRB, that you need to work and also learn by heart for a consistent swing. It's totally free and it will help you a lot to simplify your vision of golf. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Bernhard Langer, and I encourage you to leave a comment below letting us know what you've learned from the champion. Hello, this is Renaud. Welcome on this video. I'm here in south of Portugal in Quinta do Lago for the Invitational One Greenway program, and I'm very happy to talk with Mr. Bernhard Langer today. So Bernhard, I think we can say you're one of the most, you have the most longer career in a professional tour.
I've been very blessed to have been a pro now for 50 years.
50 years.
I started when I was 15, now I'm 65. So.
Oh, you've been 15 or 16 when you started?
15, I was a teaching pro for 3 years and then playing pro since I was 18.
So that means you turned in 72 or 70?
72 I turned teaching pro, and 76 I became a playing pro on the European Tour.
And then a lot of success. I think you won pretty earlier on the tour.
It's been 6 decades, I think. I won in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 210 and 220. So
it's crazy. You're still winning on Senior Tour for sure. And still very good appearance and the Master. Did you play the last one?
I play the Masters, every year.
Still?
Yeah.
And you still make a lot of cuts there. And now you can still fight against young men.
It's become very difficult, the Masters, because it's very long. It's 7,500 yards, almost 7,600 yards. Plays very long for me. I'm 65 years old, so I'm starting to hit the ball a little shorter, and they all hit it 300 plus.
So can you realize how many % of distance you lose, like every year or every 2 years?
No, not every year. I didn't lose any till I was about 60. And then the last 4 or 5 years I lost about 5%, I think.
Yeah. And so I'm very interested to ask you some questions. Do you have some advices? What's the most frequent advice you give to people who can maybe see on programs or in clubs, and what kind of advice?
It's often the same mistakes or problems people make. They have to be focusing on the foundation, on the basics. Grip, stance, ball position, and then the swing plane. Those are the basics for me. And then short game is very important. You got to be a decent chipper and putter and bunker player, and that's where they are very poor. Many amateurs are not very good in the short game. They don't trust the loft of the club. They're always trying to help it up. So when they have a chip or a pitch, it's always like this instead of a descending blow. So and putting is the same. Many 3 putts, and so they could save a lot of strokes if they would work on the short game with a coach, help them to get better technique, gain more confidence. I think so, most people.
That's true, 100%.
And then even on the driving range, they just, they're interested in all sorts of little things. What does my thumb do? What does my little pinky do? It's not important.
And they're lost. You think most of people are lost, so that's what we see. Many people believe there is a kind of secret somewhere, and when I know the secret, I will play like Bernhard Langer.
Well, many of them think if they would play more, they would be a lot better, but that's not true.
Yeah.
If you play more, you just make the same mistakes more often, and you may become a little more consistent, but you're not going to improve a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to improve a lot by having a good technique and a proper understanding of what you're trying to do, and have a good short game.
So can you talk like in few words, what's the basics you really want to see, and like not beginners, but maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I have a 9-iron, so the basics obviously starts with the grip.
Yeah.
You want your hands to work together, not like this.
That's too strong.
And not like that, you know, and not like this or like that. I think I always say ideally is you put your hands together, you slide the right hand down, and you grip it. And I like to think I see about 2 knuckles on my left. And when I put my right hand where this thumb fits in here,
you're overlapping. That's
I'm overlapping. So you can see like a V. It looks like a V. Yeah. If you take the middle of the V, it should point between the chin and the right shoulder. Yeah. So that would be
strong grip.
That would be a proper grip. Okay, what I consider proper grip.
What about the pressure of the grip?
Very light. You don't need to grip it. Hello. You don't need to grip it hard, because if you grip it too firm, you're only going to lose distance. Club is not heavy. You don't have to everything.
Yeah, that means even the feeling through the swing need to
always light. Everything. Chipping, putting, driver. You always grip it light. So then with the short irons, I have the ball more or less in the middle of my stance, and just try to make a full turn, whatever that is. You know, some people turn this far, some people turn this far. Yeah. Always make a full turn, because that's something you can repeat. Everything else is hard to repeat. So I make a full turn back and then accelerate through. Yeah. And I like to stay in balance, because most people they get to here and then they hit from the top and they lose power.
We were talking about turning, and I've seen something that I think it's very interesting for people, because most of people wants to turn the shoulder that feel a kind of pain in the back and they feel stiff. And you did something like moving the left foot?
I don't move my left foot much, but I am a strong believer in turning my hip. So if I would only turn my shoulders with no hip turn, watch this. That's as far as I can turn. It doesn't go further, right? But now as I turn my hip, I go a lot further. So I think I can go about 90 degrees shoulder turn, or 85.
It's from the hip.
With about a 45-degree hip. No, it's not from the hip, no. But the hip is attached to my torso. I can't turn one part without the other.
That's right.
So it's connected. Yeah. That's why I showed that. So my hip is turning 45 degrees, my shoulder's 90 degrees. And the same going forward when I'm here, the knees and the hips start, and the arms and the shoulders follow. And then I shift my weight. So my feet are going inside. That's the idea.
That's the idea.
And it's like I'm in a, what do you call it? In a round cylinder.
I mean, no slide?
Right. There's no sliding this way, no sliding this way. I'm in a cylinder, and I'm just, if you look at me this way, I'm just turning around my spine this way. And if you look at me this way, the same thing. I'm turning around my spine. Yeah. I don't go down, I don't go up. I come up after impact. This is impact. Yeah. Then you can come up, but not before.
You feel more that the body rotation is one of the major technical
For me it is, because if I rotate in the spine angle, I make better contact. I hit the ball right here. And that's where you want to hit it. If I come up, like I see a lot of people do this, they come up, you hit it on the toe. You lose distance and accuracy.
And opposite of this would be?
Well, if you go down. Not many go down, but some do, then you stick it in the ground. So
to materialize the the angle of attack.
Maybe. Exactly. Yeah. Well, if I stay in my angle, in my spine angle, my hands are a little closer to the body. If this goes forward and I come up, see my hands go very high, and I hit it more on the toe. I don't want to hit on the toe. I want to stay in my angle and turn through. So I make better contact.
Yeah, you're more centered.
Yep. And if you hit it more centered, it goes further and it goes straighter.
And you think most people want to move too much, maybe forward?
Well, everybody is different. They don't want to move, but they do. Many of them do. Yeah. Many of them do a reverse pivot in English. So what a reverse pivot is, they're on their left side. Now they can't shift their weight. They fall over. So they don't do that. They now go back to the right leg. Yeah. And then they finish like this. Yeah. That's a reverse and weight shift. You lose a lot of distance. Yeah. And you're never going to be accurate either. So you don't want a reverse weight shift. You want to turn, like I said, in the cylinder. So on the backswing, your weight is on the inside of your right foot, and then you turn and you finish up on the inside of your left foot.
That's good for
but it's not a sway, you know. Montgomery sways a bit. He does a bit of this, but he's perfected it.
Yeah, you know how to do that.
I don't recommend that for the average guy. Yeah. I think it's much easier to just turn within. Just turn around your spine without shifting your spine. I think that's a good visual, like I said.
I think it's a good decision.
This is the center of my body, my spine. Yeah. So I just turn back and turn through. Turn back, turn through. And the same on this angle. This is my spine. Turn back and turn through without doing this and without doing that with my spine.
Yeah.
Some people that are, you know, they go like this.
Yeah, and then they lose that.
There's no
rotation.
Yeah.
No way to come back.
It's no way to repeat. You know, every swing is different. And with the short irons, you want to have a little bit of a descending blow, so you make good contact and you can compress the golf ball. And with the driver, obviously, you tee it up, you move more forward, so you swing up on the ball.
To be sure to take what can help people who wants to pick up the ball is the center of the body have a important situation comparing of the ball. I mean, maybe if I'm like this, we all know that driver should be more like this. I mean, ball on the left.
Yeah, not that much. I don't think so.
On driver?
Not never like this. No, you can't play golf like this. Yeah. I think it's only if this is my head. If this is straight, right? I think 2 or 3 degrees.
No more.
Not more.
And the ball left of the middle.
Well, with the driver, you move it up to the left heel. So that by itself, if my ball position is forward, we have the driver. So the ball position now is not here anymore in the middle. It's more on the forward, left, inside left and my spine is 2 or 3 degrees to the right, and because of that, I'm already swinging up on the ball and not down on the ball. So it's all by the address position. You shouldn't have to change your swing. You just address the ball appropriately. And it's the same swing. I still turn and stay in my angle.
You feel the same swing between iron and driver? It's just different setup, but same swing.
Exactly. Different setup, different ball position. Obviously a longer club, so I'm a little further away. But the swing itself doesn't change. Even for a hook, if I want to hit a hook, I don't change my swing. I just close the club face.
Only?
So I close the club face.
The same aiming on your feet?
Huh?
You aim the feet the same way?
I aim the feet where I want the ball to start, to the right, but the club face is closed,
a bit,
and that creates a hook spin. And if I want to slice a fade, I aim a little left and open the club face, and it creates a slice spin. But it's the same swing. I can hit. I hit one hook and then a slice, and the swing should be the same. That's the hook, right?
Yeah. It's more like a draw, actually.
Well, it depends. That was moving 10, 15 yards. And here's a left to right, so club face is open, but it's the same swing.
Yeah, light slice.
That's going that way. So
just, yeah.
I don't change my swing.
When you
I
open
just
or close, do you open like opening like this, or you just make the
before?
grip sliding?
No, only the club. I don't grip it
different
and then open it. That would not be good.
That doesn't
because
change
then
anything.
I come back like that. I open it and then grip it, or I close it and then grip it.
I mean, always same grip finally.
Same
Grip, but
same
just
grip,
different.
swing.
I never, maybe one more question about your swing, because as you know, I saw you, all my generation saw you for years, and I've seen those last year, you interrupt a little bit more your finish here. Is that with the age you decided to finish less like you did?
Well, I'm less flexible. So my back has become stiff and degenerative. Everything is a little less flexible. So when you're young, you can tell my backswing now. Now my backswing is here.
True.
When I was young, I was there. So there's less flexibility. And when I was young, my follow through was like this. Now my follow through is, it's everything.
I mean, that's very interesting.
Everything is less.
For sure, but it's very interesting because I truly believe people who start playing golf, most of them watching Rory, Dustin, Tiger, for trying to do proper techniques. But I always say
they should be watching the Champions Tour.
Yeah,
not the young
even the
tour.
whole swing, like Bobby Jones, when they had 30, it was more like relax and more rhythm, not that much into tensions. And that's why it's very interesting for everyone who watches.
Well, a 60-year-old cannot swing like Rory, or any of the 20-year-olds.
And that's finish here. I feel that your turn, it's still a finish, but it's not like full extension explosion. And that means you focus maybe more just...
No, to me it's a full extension and explosion. If you slow down my swing, you will see that I'm fully extended here, and it's still as explosive as I can be at my age.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm swinging maybe 100, my ball speed is 150 mile an hour. Yeah. That's the most I can do, while the young guys have 200 or 180 or whatever.
Is the direction is one of your secrets?
Well, hopefully straight, yeah. And when you're short, you have to be straight.
Sure. And the last question is, what a good advice you think for people who watch us to try to increase the power with no putting their own body into danger of being hurt? Like, how can I increase the speed but not the power or not the pain?
Well, you hit the ball further. The idea is to hit it as far as you can. There's several things. You hit it further by, number one, hitting it in the sweet spot. Because as soon as you miss the sweet spot, you lose
20, 25, 30%.
A lot of distance, okay? Secondly, a bigger turn, bigger arc creates more speed. So if you're tall, 6'4", you're going to hit it further than somebody that's 5'4", because it's just how it is, So, and then you need some resistance. Like we said, I turn my upper body against my lower body. I create some resistance,
like
and then I let it.
The resistance is more on the legs, or?
Yeah, it's from the lower body to the upper body. So like I told you, my upper body turns this far. My lower body doesn't turn this far. My lower body turns this far. So there's a resistance and a twist. And then the other thing is this angle. If you can retain this angle longer, you're going to get that whip effect down there.
With the light grip.
If you do this, you're already fast here and you're slowing down. So those are some things to get more speed. Obviously, if you're strong and if you're flexible,
you will have more.
That's even more.
Sure. Thank you. Anyway,
you're welcome.
I'm super glad that you talked to me and in front of this camera.
Pleasure. Good luck. Thank you very much. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All the best. You want to take this so I don't run off with it?
Do you know that I used to be the head pro of Bernhard Langer Golf and Country Club for 8 years?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.